Okay, so our overarching theme for the project is mythology. When I spoke to the children, we spoke about being in the library, being an excellent place for myths and legends from all around the world. And I told them whenever I research anything, I go into Google and I put in Google images, mythology from around the world, and this is what came up here. So just trying to engage the pupils and get them interacting with maybe myths and legends that are appropriate to Scotland. So I would ask them, what does mythology mean to you? What's your favourite mythological creature? Mine is a mermaid. So they would say Nessie or the Kelpie. And we'd have a sort of discussion, sort of question and answer around that. I then explained to them that we were going to do a demo. So I have a demo set up for them, and I'd have the children coming round the table where I would be showing them some examples of lettering that we could get ideas from. So M for mermaid, we've got there, and then another example of lettering that I had got from Google was this here. So it's just starting to spark their imaginations and give them something visual to look at. So I can give you copies of these as well. So first of all, we wanted to do a bit of a design before we go into the clay tile, and there's a whole selection of these wooden letters, and I picked M for Michelle as well, M for mythology and M for mermaid, and we did a little sort of demo on that. So basically just getting a pencil and going around the outline of the letter, so it gives them a good looking start to their design, because lettering is quite hard to draw, especially this type of lettering. So we've got a nice start there, and then I would say to the group that there's lots of different things we can add to this letter to make it mythological, and this is where I started to talk about adding patterns and shapes and magical looking sort of features like horns and wings and tails. So to do the unicorn horn, I would be saying, right, we're going to do the overall shape, and then all we need is a few wee lines like that and down the sides there, and we've got a unicorn mermaid which is fine, you know, they can take different aspects, but also things like scales. If I wanted to make it more of a mermaid, we would maybe show how simple lines repeated to make pattern can help create that, and also the idea of adding things on to the side would be important too. So we talked about stars as well being magical, mythological. There's maybe a few different ways that we can do stars. That's an easy way. This is another easy way. And then this one I had to practice a lot when I was their age. I did this over and over and over again until I got it the way I wanted. So it's nice for them to have, you know, some ideas that are there, but it's really about them taking it in their own direction. So I think a lot of the children really enjoyed putting the wings on their letters as well, and you get a good effect like that. So they could attach onto the letter, they can decorate inside, they can decorate round about it. So this is a little sort of test trial before they go on to their actual clay to make their clay tile. So this is clay that's been cut off a larger block. I put 2 pencils either side and a rolling pin, and that actually gets it to the right thickness. To preserve the clay so it doesn't dry out, I wrap it in cling film. I also found for carrying the clay tile maybe away from the lesson, it was good to have a paper plate and they could transport it away, if that makes sense. So what they were asked to do then is to get their template and draw around that. So they could use a pencil if they want, because the clay's nice and soft and it's easy to make a mark. Or you could just get some toothpicks there, and I like to show them that the toothpicks are great for getting detail in some of these sort of textures and things, but if they don't like it, they can just rub it away and it's not the end of the world. It's not there forever, so it's easy to fix that. If they want, they can then go in and cut with a clay tool. I'll give you the link where to get those, and you know, cutting that shape all the way out like that. So usually when I'm doing demos, I don't really get a chance to finish the whole thing. I get a half finished piece of work, so you can get the idea that that would all come away. And then you can put the letter back down on there. You can see it's been used before, and using the cocktail stick to go all the way around, or a pencil, depending on how you feel about using the cocktail sticks. I find them to be not really a problem. I just have a wee word with the group and say, just no poking anybody with them, a bit of health and safety, and they get the idea. So there we go. So there's my M again, and it's a case of just carving in and adding the design. There we go. And you can get some nice textures that way. What I also say to the group is it can go away and it can be dried out. It takes 2 days to dry usually, and then it can be painted and maybe some PVA glue on top to make it nice and shiny again. And that's the clay tile design lesson.